Hi, and welcome back to The Life of a Writer. So this is going to be just a very quick introduction. I wanted to let you know that today I'm going to be taking you down into my former classroom, now sitting room, soon to be library situation to show you the updates on that. And I'm also going to be talking a little bit about some of the artwork that I have chosen for this room, and I will give links to the artist's information or the artist's website shop in the video description. So this is a little bit of a rambling video because I am just walking around with my camera or pausing with my camera and telling you about the different things in this library in development. And I hope you enjoy it, because for me as a writer, the writing space is key in just in having an environment which is restful and calm and meaningful. And this is what I'm working on in 2023. So I hope you like the update, and then I will obviously in a few weeks' time I will give you a further update on the room. There will be other videos in between, but there will definitely be an ongoing update thread on the development of this room. So enjoy. Thank you. Okay, so I wanted to show you how the former classroom, soon to be English library, is taking shape. So I'm coming in again through the double doors. We still have a little bit of a mess in the corner. I still have the table and the piano here, and I'm going to show you this half of the room in a moment. But coming around here, I've done quite a lot of work in this room, or I should say we have, because I've had Francisco's help. I am showing you the room as it is now. So as you can see, we have the green velvet couch. That was a must for me. And the little tea trolley, the fireplace, that little plum colored stool and chest of drawers in the corner with great-great-grandfather's umbrella and walking stick, the bookshelf here. Those little clay pots are from Oaxaca in Mexico. That's one of the specialties of Oaxaca is the black clay. So we actually moved my desk into the corner on a diagonal. We bought this cabinet, I guess we could call it a cabinet slash shelf, at an antique market in a city quite near us. And I believe it was $190. It came with a base, but the base was destroyed, so we're not using the base. I think Francisco has it in the garage for storage. And very unfortunately, when we were moving this piece, we got it down the stairs and we got it into the room, but there was a center panel of glass that Francisco put his knee against when we were shuffling this piece of furniture around, and it broke. So thank goodness it was the middle panel and not the side doors. So this is the room. I'm really, really pleased with it. I still am waiting on a picture to arrive from England for above that piece of furniture, and I'm also waiting for another piece of, I don't know if we could call it art, but it is a map of Northamptonshire where all of many of my ancestors come from, for another part of the room. So I'm just going to take you on a little slow walk around here. So there you go. There's the desk, and that lamp we also purchased at this antique market. I was looking for a piano lamp, a gold one or a brass one, and so we found that for the desk. That little chair, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it there. That is very old. It comes from England, from my grandparents' house, and I believe from the early 1800s. It's a very old little chair the kids find it a little spooky. It is spooky when you see it up close. And there's the cabinet, and I have some artificial leaves in there, and of course this picture that I've ordered will go there. So yeah, so just to give you a full idea, we also bought the area rug. So this is the workspace. I'm just going to come around here again because the colors that I'm going for, of course, are velvet, and on my camera the cushion, the larger cushion, isn't really showing up the right color. It is a dark plum color over burgundy. So there you go. That is the sitting room, maybe to be library soon. I'm gonna have to fill it with an awful lot of books, but that's how that's coming along. So in this video, I wanted to share a few of the stories behind the pieces of art that I've chosen for this room. So this charcoal drawing is done by an artist in London, England called Louise Gillard, and she's given me permission to mention her name, and I will also link her Etsy shop in the description of the video. So this is a piece of art which is of Dulwich Park in Dulwich in southeast London, where I spent my childhood. And there is actually quite a lovely story behind this park for me personally. So this is a where shall I begin situation. But throughout my life, when I have been very stressed and just trying to center in myself, I would say through adolescence, all the way through adulthood, all the way through my 30s and 40s, I will close my eyes, and in this vision that I have, and it's a recurring vision, I will be very young, lying on my back under the trees. It's summer and I'm looking up through the leaves, and there's a very sweet smell associated with this memory. And it's very difficult to explain because, of course, I can't literally smell the memory, but I suppose with my mind's eye or with my mind's senses or my soul senses, I knew that there was a very beautiful perfume with this particular vision of me lying on my back under the trees. But I never associated the vision with a place. I always wondered where this place was. With my imagination, I wondered if it was of a former life. I just didn't know where this vision was coming from, but it always came to the rescue in a way when I was stressed. And then in 2018, Francisco and I went to England after 16 years of me not going there. And for the very first time, even though we've been together for a very long time, for the very first time, we went to Dulwich so I could show him the house where I'd spent my childhood. And we went to Dulwich Park. And the minute we walked in the park, the smell from my memory, the perfume, just completely overwhelmed me. And I realized Dulwich Park was the place of that vision. And of course it would be. Why wouldn't it be? That's where I spent so many of my happy childhood hours, in Dulwich Park. And of course, as a little girl, I would have been lying on the grass and looking up into the trees. And I was so overcome, and I hadn't cried yet during this trip, but I sat down on a bench, and Francisco's like, "What's wrong?" And I said, "This is the place. This is the place of my memory. This is the place of the vision. It's Dulwich Park." When I got back to Canada, I wrote to I call them the Dulwich Park people. I believe it's Friends of Dulwich Park, to ask them what that perfume might be. And the response I got was that it was probably mock orange, which comes from the Philadelphus plant. And so in my novel, I called my park Philadelphus Park after the mock orange. So that memory is really, really important to me. And when I was looking for artwork for this room, I typed in Dulwich Park and Louise's artwork came up, and I really, really love this picture just because of the trees and the dark green of the picture. It just sums up that memory for me, and I am so thankful that I found Louise and her artwork, and I am just so glad that I have this picture here. And in a moment, I'm going to take you to the other side of the room because I couldn't stick with one picture. I've also bought another picture by Louise. So this is the second picture that I purchased from Louise, and of course it's a different season in Dulwich Park. And the reason I chose this picture is because I love the light, and I also love the fence on the right-hand side, the railing on the right-hand side of the picture. Again, it really ties into these early childhood memories of the London light. And maybe it's my imagination, but I do feel that there is a very specific light in London, England, different from here in Canada. And yeah, I just look at this picture and it reminds me of my most beautiful childhood hours, or at least some really beautiful hours in my childhood. And I have a feeling I might be buying some more pictures from Louise of this area, but I absolutely love it. And once again, I will link her Etsy shop in my video description. So yes, absolutely thrilled with these pieces of work. All right, so this is the back of the former classroom and what is going to be the kitchen area. So this area I haven't worked on very much. There's still a lot to do, but I just wanted to point out a few things. So one of the things, and I believe I said this in an earlier video when I was talking about cottagecore, is that I do want to have copper in this area, but of course I can't have an oven, or I don't think I can have an oven or a stove. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find modern equipment or modern, what do you call them, gadgets that have copper, that are made of copper. And so if you look to the left, you can see that I've found a coffee maker that is white, but it has the sort of the copper trim. I managed to find a copper kettle and a copper electric kettle, and then a French press for coffee, which does have the copper accents. I still have the Mexican clay mugs, and I may change those out for cream colored mugs to kind of keep with the decor, although those mugs that you see are very treasured because they do come from Francisco's village in Mexico, which specializes in red clay pottery. I'll talk about the picture on the wall above in a moment, but again, on the little hutch there, I've tried my hand at making a wreath. I'm not sure how good it is. And then I have some little mason chase, what would we call them, things from England, a jug and a candle, and again, wooden copper accents. I also bought a small slow cooker so that if I'm spending the day down here and I'm on a big writing session, that I have everything I need to, you know, spend the entire day down here, and then some drinks in the corner, non-alcoholic and very low on sugar, because I told you I have diabetes, so I have to be super, super careful with that. So that's that area. I can't really show you anymore because it's such a mess in the other areas, but in a future video, when everything is ready, I think I'm going to do a montage set to music of the absolute mess and chaos in the other part of the basement and in the corner of the room that I'm not showing you in this video. And I've been referring to it to myself as the yikes factor, because I've managed to get these areas looking tidy, but there are other areas which it's probably going to take me most of March and April to deal with and clean up, probably into May, because I've never really tackled this room to the extent that I'm doing it now. So I'm going to take you up and show you that picture that's above the coffee station or the little table. But before I do that, I did want to say that I intend on having a fridge in here, and I am hoping in the future that this is going to be a little bit of a cooking set. So while the whole focus of this YouTube channel isn't cooking, I do love to cook, and it's part of my creativity. So if I'm not writing, sometimes I'm working on a craft, or sometimes I'm cooking, and I really feel that different forms of creativity help your writing. One thing I do is I often put things that I've cooked into my novel. So I do think it would be rather fun in the future to take those things out of my novel and actually make them for you. So there's a lemon cake, for example, which features in the novel, and I just thought it would be interesting to actually make that cake and see how it turns out in real life, or at least how it turns out while I'm filming it, because I've certainly made lemon cakes and muffins before here at the house. So yes, so I'm going to take you and show you the picture, but that is the other side of the room. So this is the art print above the coffee station, and I'm really happy with it. I purchased it on Etsy. It is a print. I'm having trouble reading the name of the artist, the original artist, in the bottom left-hand corner. It's Oliver something or other, and what I will do is I will put the information again in the video description. But because this side of the room is going to be a food area, I really wanted to have a picture which celebrated food and celebrated the harvest. And because I love the colors of plum and green, I wanted a picture that had plums in it. And I also wanted a picture from the 19th century or the 18th century. I wanted it to be a rather old-fashioned picture, and I think that ties into memories I have, again, of my grandparents' house in England, and of them having old pictures of still life and fruit bowls, usually with a very dark background, and I just really love those pictures. I couldn't find exactly what I was looking for in terms of an entire still life fruit bowl, but when I saw this picture I was like, yeah, I really like it, because it's obviously outside, or at least it seems to be outside, and it has the colors that I absolutely love and adore. So that's that picture, and I will put the information in the video description. So there you have it. That is the former classroom developing into a sitting room. Well, I guess it's become a sitting room and an office now, hopefully turning into a library over time as I organize the books and bring them in and fill the shelves with books. And I am really happy with this. And just to repeat, I'm still waiting upon 2 more pieces of art coming from England, and everything that I put up on the walls has to be super meaningful. It has to have a deep purpose, because I want this room to be really meaningful. And what I will do is, in a few weeks' time, I'm planning on decorating this room for spring, around March 21st. Hopefully by then my artwork will be here, and I will be able to show you this room decorated for springtime. And at that time I will take you to some other pieces of the room and explain their depth and meaning. So I'm not so sure about getting the glass fixed just yet on that cabinet. It's not a priority. I will do it. I kind of look at it with a little bit of an affection because Francisco and I, and everyone who knows us know, we are far from perfectionists. In fact, we're quite, I won't say like messy as in like a lot of stuff, but we're definitely, well actually once I show you the montage of the other side of the basement, that will contradict what I've just said. I guess we do hoard a little bit. But yeah, so the next time I show you this room, it's going to be decorated for spring, and I am just really, really excited about it. I have so much work to do this week on The Girl on Harlow Street and on my other projects, so it's just really great for a change to have this peaceful, meaningful place to work. So thanks for watching, and I will check in with you with another video soon. Okay, have a great week.